Hey guys, welcome to Technoblurb. Hey guys, welcome to Technoblob. My name is Eben Wilkins.
And my name is Maurice John.
Alright, in this episode today, we're going to just recap about what we did in 2017. And we're also going to talk about the state of technology in St. Vincent.
Yeah, but before that, we kind of have this new platform that we're on. And we have to give some context as to why we are here. There's a different background.
Yep.
The mic might sound a little better for those who have been tuning in to us on Facebook. So we kind of looking like an upgrade. So what's going on? Why do we look so good in, I believe, 4K? So
yeah, well, put it simply, we now with VC3 TV, and we must say thank you to VC3 TV for picking us up. Yeah.
all right, so we kind of upgrade from the standard we alone in a room recording videos. So this is a golden opportunity for us to fast track our vision for what we have for Technoblob. So what exactly is Technoblob?
Alright, so Technoblurb started 11 months ago.
Yes.
In January 11th, I think that was the date our first video went up. Technoblob is a show where we talk about tech and its influence in St. Vincent and around the world.
Alright, so a bit of a backstory. When I was in university, me and a colleague, Janica John, we started a tech blog called The Daily Geek. That tech blog was an outlet for us to really discuss different topics in technology. In our UE days, we could have been found all across the UE campus arguing some point about technology. So one of our friends casually suggested, you two need to just start a blog and discuss your ideas. So we did. We took the initiative. We started off on Google's platform. Google had a free blogging platform. And then when we look at the numbers that we were doing, we say, we need to take this a bit more seriously. We invested in hosting, and we've got a team, and we started on, building a WordPress backed platform where we could express our views. And that was a really good experience. We grew to over 100,000 page views, and we were getting serious traffic all across the Caribbean and outside of the Caribbean. So with that as a backdrop, we kind of was always involved in technology in some way, shape or form in terms of sharing our views. And when we really look at stuff in technology, we go on YouTube, we read on these blogs, and we think to ourselves, these opinions are just like what we are saying. And we wanted to put St. Vincent in a place, put the Caribbean perspective in a place where we could share our opinions, because we believe that our opinions were just as valuable as these international entities. And the beauty of the internet is we are all on the same level playing field. $15 for a domain, $10 a month for hosting. It does not cost anything to get on the internet. So we took that initiative and started. With Technoblob, unfortunately, Daily Geek went down because we kind of went our separate way. Janica is overseas pursuing her dreams. I'm still here doing different things.
You make it sound like a bad thing.
Well, it's not a bad thing, but sometimes you go different paths. So we kind of veered in different directions. So I always love technology. I always love technology. So when the idea came to do Technoblob, I figured the best person to reach out to is Eben, because Eben and Janica actually had a talk about, starting something with video content. So I say, Eben is here, I'm here, let's do some video documentary of what the technology space is. So that is kind of the back story.
Yeah.
So we're here.
definitely.
All right. So what has happened during the year for Technoblob? What kind of topics we touched on?
During the year so far, we talked about some apps, local apps, such as the Lotto app, Tap. Yeah, and we also introduced some developers as well. Those guys from Real, Jamal and Malo, big ups to you guys. They recently going to be launching their PaySwift, which is a non-bank payment system.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is pretty cool. Yeah, and we also had Anthony George and was it
Yes.
Link Up?
Yes, Link
Yeah,
Up.
Link Up on. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we had a really good year. The year, one of our main objectives is to try to put Vincentian developers on the map. Anything that is being done in technology, we need to say, okay, how best can we shine a light on these developers? So we had a good year interviewing people. One of the standouts for me is when we did the video with Tap, and we did that interview with young senior science, and we put some links just to see how well we can do in promoting Tap, and those links got over 200 clicks. I'm like, yo, we have a voice that people not only watch our videos, but they actually interact with our content. So we wanted to push that even further, and we had a meetup.
Yeah.
We had a tech meetup at Chill Spot. How did that go?
It went surprisingly well. We had over like 12 persons coming.
Yes.
Yeah, we had members of Link Up.
We had Kenrick Kwashi, which
Right.
is a startup incubator kind of business.
Yeah, we also had the winners of the NTRC's I-Square competition.
Right, with the
Yeah.
open category.
Yep. So it was.
And we had a designer, and we had he does little coding, and who else did come? We had one more person, Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny, who does development. So we had a really good vibe and a good night where we discussed topics. We discussed how things are going to progress in St. Vincent and how we could be a part of it. We even started a WhatsApp group, Better SVG, to really have a place where we could have discussions where that will grow, and we could have discussion and have monthly meetups so that we could see how we can find some synergies to better St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah.
I want us to take some time to really evaluate where St. Vincent is right now in the space of technology, on the development side of it, which is my particular interest because I do websites and mobile applications. What have you seen during your time with Technoblob when it comes to development in St. Vincent and Grenadines, software development in particular?
Well, St. Vincent is at a state where it doesn't really know where to go. If it's to go forward or to stay where it is. We see glimpse of technology in St. Vincent from young developers who's trying to push, the technology forward. But then there's the halt there. It's not going any further than that. So that's an area of issue where I see. We have the technologies there in St. Vincent to be used, but the platform to push it forward is just not there.
This is where Technoblob comes in terms of the technology space in St. Vincent. You are seeing young people venturing off into trying to realize their dreams and goals and saying, okay, I want to get something done, I have a brilliant idea, and I want to invest my time or money into getting this idea done. But then we see the execution.
Yeah.
Because the execution is there. We've seen multiple examples of people who have gone and get their app done, but then we have that space where now that is the unknown space.
Yeah.
How is it going to be successful? When I go and I say I'm going to invest my time in building a mobile application, are Vincentians going to actually support my mobile application? And it has to start within that space where we have that beautiful appreciation for the things that we have done. So, for example, let's say the idea for Tap. We've seen Tap is a beautiful mobile application. What has to happen now in St. Vincent for that to be successful? What do you think?
Well, for apps like Tap, and similar other apps to be successful in St. Vincent, you gotta have the support from the businesses. The local businesses need to help push these apps. We also saw in the NTRC competition, the high school group, Cameron, I think it was Max or something like that. They have as well an app for a floral app for one of these floral companies in St. Vincent. Right. They need the support of the businesses to help push the app development. The developers alone cannot do it by themselves. And so with apps such as the Floranium app and Tap, and I guess there's numerous other apps similar to these, the businesses need to come on board and push these apps.
Okay, so
once that is happening, then we have the consumer using these apps.
All right, so we've seen another introduction into the idea of how do these things push forward. We see the responsibility of businesses also. So for us, we established that, okay, if intentions are going to move forward in the technology space, if we are going to move forward in software development, people in St. Vincent need to say, okay, when I get my new phone, I go and I download WhatsApp, I download Instagram, I download all of these social media apps that are outside of St. Vincent. We download all of these applications that, companies overseas are developing. But am I going to stop and say, this person who lives down Georgetown or down Layu develop a mobile application, I am going to take that responsibility to install a mobile application, even though it's not the best, but I will install it and message that person and say, okay, I've been using this application and you need to do XYZ to make it better. You need to now introduce something into that mobile application that will keep me coming back. That is, I feel, the responsibility of our Vincentian body to rally around our local developers so that we can have that feeling of want, inside our own country. When that happens, then we could start thinking, okay, maybe the Caribbean, because St. Vincent accepts it, because St. Vincent loves it, the Caribbean will want it. And then you have that confidence to push it out. You could approach investors to really push it out and get it in the Caribbean. Another point that you touched on was businesses. I had a meeting with Sinus sometime last week, and he is starting up a new business. I'm certain that he'll come on the program and talk about it. A new business. When I challenged him in the video to do be an Amazon for the Caribbean, he took it very seriously. He went and developed a product, and he is now approaching businesses to come on board to market local products. That is a huge initiative, and the point that you made about businesses coming on board, we need to have that.
Yeah, and when I say business coming on board, I don't mean just promote the app. I mean to actually have someone in the business using the back end of the app properly.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't mean let's just use the app and just have it sit there. We mean have some dedicated staff to be using the technology that the developer has put forward.
Exactly. So if somebody comes to you and say, hey, we have a platform, and I'm using Sinus here, we have a platform where your business can benefit because we have instituted a way for you to do online payments. We instituted a way for people who are custom, because St. Vincentians, when you go to customs, the amount of Amazon packages that come into St. Vincent every single week on a Amerijet, we know that Vincentians are already custom to go in, put in their debit card and their credit card into Amazon and purchasing products. If that mindset is already there, there's not a breakthrough that we have to teach people how to do these things. If somebody comes along and say, hey, we have done the research, we have approached businesses to do and handle the third-party payments, come on board. Onus is on us to take up that responsibility and say, hey, I'm going to jump fully into this, and let's get this successful. And it's only good business practice to capitalize on opportunities like that.
Definitely.
So, one thing I want to talk about, NTRC. Another thing I want to talk about, NTRC. What do you think about the NTRC's initiative, I Squared?
The I Squared competition, I think it's a really good competition to get developers and students into developing. because they have a broad area. They have areas where they teach students to develop. They have like developers camps and courses and so forth. Then they have these competitions for outside of school and those in schools. But my issue is what happens after these competition. Where does the apps that the ideas that come about, where do they go? Do they go anywhere further than that? That's the big question for me right now.
Okay. But I must applaud the NTRC. The NTRC is doing something as much as the where do it go after. We touched on it before that we must have that confidence that people will take up these mobile applications and run with them. But one thing I must say with the NTRC, you're sparking the want to is very important. That want to in the Vincentian mindset is very important. We are transitioning in St. Vincent from being a country where children are being told, okay, if you want to be successful, I must be a lawyer, I must be a doctor or engineer. We are making that quick transition into realizing that there are other professions out there that can sustain you as an entity. So, if is it that we are giving people now another option outside of these established safe professions, or if you want to be rich professions, if it is that technology, which is the leading generation of wealth in the world, if technology is now one of those engines, let us now jump on it and get with that. And I believe that the NTRC is doing very, very, very well when it comes to inspiring young people and also old people to get into application development. And I must applaud their efforts. I have been a part of that I Squared for a couple of years now, being at the judge level, and also mentoring. When it now started, I mentored our grammar school group, and they actually won. Being a part of it and seeing 12-year-olds, a group of 12-year-olds, they actually said, I went to a summer school program to teach me how to build mobile applications so that they could come and be a part of the NTRC competition and build their prototype. That in itself is a very, 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 very powerful example of what motivation can do. If at a young age a seed is planted in the minds of young people that they can actually be in that technology space, then we must say it is a great, 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 great thing. Alright? So that is my take on the NTRC. Yes, there needs to be the second part, and we touched on it before with the business community and the intention to get the apps in people's hands. But I must commend the NTRC for that.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was a mouthful.
Huge mouthful.
Alright, so going forward, we must again thank VC3 TV for this opportunity to come on their platform. VC3 can be found on YouTube. You can find the station on TV, on cable, channel 114. Yes, and also if you want to email, you have VC3 203 at vincisoft.com. So, of course, you can also find them on Facebook, VC3. So you could email, find it on YouTube, find it on Facebook, find it on TV. And of course, you can find us on our regular spot on Technoblob for those who have been following us on Technoblob.
But just in case you haven't been, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and yeah, that's it.
That's about it.
YouTube and Facebook. Just look up Technoblob.
Yeah. So this journey, we're starting this awesome journey.
Yeah.
So what are we, giving a little preview as to what we have, in mind to do? Just a quick. What is the most exciting thing that we have to do? In 2 seconds. What is the most exciting thing that we have planned to do?
Well, for me, it's just interviewing these, reviewing these local apps, seeing the progress of where they're going, and just promoting them.
Alright, so the most exciting thing for me is what we're planning to do in 2018. We want to establish a greater tie with St. Vincent in terms of, going on doing our meetups every month so that we could build our community. We want to do startup weekends where we pitch ideas over a weekend, get people together and see if we could form into businesses. And of course, like you said, the interviews with people and promoting people to get them as much exposure as we can possibly get them so that they can be successful.
Yeah.
So that looks like an episode.
That's an episode.
All right.
Thanks again for watching us, guys. My name is Iman Wilkins.
And I'm Maurice John.
This is Technoblob.
Thank you.